Without fail, every single year on 420, either a point of sale or an e-commerce platform slows down or crashes entirely. So, what can you do right now, just a few weeks before 420, to make sure you're not in this situation? So, what I suggest is to set up a crash kit. And this crash kit is not something that you can just set up the day before 420. This is a pretty big project that you need to start today. And let's go into the details on how you can begin to build your crash kit so that way your dispensary can stay up and running through 420 no matter what happens to your technology solution. So 420 is something that point of sales prepare for months in advance. They're trying to make sure that you have a successful 420 on their platform. But things sometimes just happen. And when things go wrong, you need to make sure that you have the safeguards in your business to stay operational on the busiest day of the year. And what a crash kit is a couple different things. It's a backup contingency plan to make sure that you can track taxes, your coupons, and most importantly, track your batches and inventory so that way you can track your transactions and get them into Metric or BioTrack or any other state traceability platform that you're utilizing. And this contingency plan or this crash kit also involves a couple different things. So first and foremost, you're gonna want an SOP on how to use this crash kit. Second, you're gonna wanna use a spreadsheet and a barcode scanner so that way you can scan your barcodes into this spreadsheet and have it auto-populate with the price points and the taxes. And then also maybe even equivalency laws and start building on the different transaction limits to make sure you don't oversell to different customers. This transaction report or this Excel document is also going to track your metric package tags or your SKUs to make sure that you have the right batches when you go to upload those sales at the end of the night into your state traceability platform. In addition, to help train your staff on this, you should also create a little video. Maybe you use Loom or any other recording platform and use that to help train your staff so when shit just hits the fan, they can watch this quick 3 to 4 minute video on how to use the system. And another best practice here, hopefully you're preparing for a successful 420, and how you can do that is also by having training meetings. So specific meetings designated just to train your staff. And when you have these meetings, of course, you're gonna talk about the coupons. You may even have a different flow within your dispensary to make sure that you can handle the entire volume coming through your store. And in addition, you wanna go over the crash kit and make sure everyone feels comfortable using this crash kit. Some other successful strategies you might want to consider when preparing for 420 is having something called a coupon matrix. So usually during 420, you're running a ton of different sales. Sometimes they might stack on top of each other. Sometimes you might not allow them to stack on top of each other. You might also just have a blanket X% off of all your inventory, which is great, but also you kind of want to have a targeted audience on who your coupons are for. And if you have a ton of different coupons for your 420 specials, I suggest creating something called a coupon matrix. And so what this looks like is a sheet of paper with the description of those coupons and a quick barcode where you can just scan that barcode and the coupon code will pop up into your point of sale. Now, there are some great point of sales out there that automatically apply these coupons, which is also great. But if your point of sale goes down, then you also just want to make sure that you're prepared and ready for when that happens. And you can do that through the coupon matrix. And when you're preparing for your sales for 420, take a look at your data. Your data and your reports are so powerful, and you can do specialized coupons or promotions where you are going for a specific targeted audience. So if you know you have very high hash and concentrate sales, then maybe you want to do a bundle deal with a hash pin and some concentrates. Or if you have someone that loves a bunch of joints and joints are one of your top sellers, then maybe you do a little kit with like joints and some accessories and stickers and things like that. So I highly suggest when you're looking at your coupons, you are always looking for things that are targeted to a specific clientele within your dispensary to help increase those sales. Another strategy that I suggest is do your sales a week ahead of time. Start them early, because a lot of times all these customers are so overwhelmed with so many promotions on 420 that you could actually start your transactions earlier and those promotions earlier, so that way you're getting more of those high volume sales for a longer period of time. And then, of course, I love to talk inventory and love to talk about the strategies around inventory. And so I highly suggest that once when 420 is over, you do a couple different things. So one, do a full cycle count of your entire inventory. A lot of times I say to do a rolling 7-day inventory, but because hopefully after 420, you went through a lot of your sales transactions and you went through a lot of your inventory, you have the lowest amount of inventory within your store, fingers crossed. And during that time, you can then do a full cycle count. And when you do that full cycle count, then you can also correct any inventory discrepancies through adjustments or any missed sales transactions. So that way you can get back to baseline in compliance as quickly as possible and hopefully not have a ton of labor from counting all of that inventory at once. Now, if you are going to do this strategy, wait a couple days, okay? We don't want your team to be burned out from having a high volume 420 day and then go right into a cycle count and count all of your inventory. So just make sure that your team morale is high and you're not burning out your team with this strategy as well. I hope that you found these 420 tips valuable. And if you ever want to talk more inventory strategy, compliance, or auditing, just reach out to info@rmcc.io.